I'm still in shock over the announcements that overall Nintendo made for their E3 presentation, but just that one huge announcement at the end with the sequel to Breath of the Wild still has me like processing what the hell is going on here. I was not expecting that. Wow. It's big if true. Hey guys, what's up? It's 8-Bit Eric, and coming off a Nintendo E3 Direct presentation, the biggest news is that Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is getting a sequel. Yes, there is a direct sequel to probably one of the greatest Nintendo Switch games and Legend of Zelda games of all time, and it was a pretty good little surprise. You know, it came at the end of a pretty well-informed, action-packed Nintendo Direct that was like 40 minutes long, and I wasn't expecting it. You know, with Link's Awakening come out pretty soon, I was like, okay, it's gonna be a while for a Legend of Zelda game, especially for something that's on the scope and size of a Breath of the Wild, because that game was just so humongous. But no, we're getting treated to a sequel that has the same art style and probably the same overworld, which is kind of neat and interesting. I don't know if maybe they're going to expand on it or anything like that. We really didn't get any huge details. What we saw was Zelda and Link presumably walking underneath Hyrule Castle. It looks like maybe there's something underneath Hyrule Castle, like some chambers or, you know, catacombs or some kind of like crypt. And we see a corpse, and I'm believing that this corpse is the body of Ganon himself. For whatever reason, there's some kind of negative, evil energy permitting from his corpse, and Zelda and Link go up to it, and that's kind of the tease that we're getting here. Who knows what's going on here? Breath of the Wild was a launch title for the Nintendo Switch, so it's been about 2-3 years for the game's release, and it also came out on the Wii U. It's become one of the most critically acclaimed games of all time, as I mentioned. So basically, news of a sequel coming out is actually very exciting. I wouldn't have thought that this would have been so quickly after you know, the last Zelda game, a full-fledged exploration open world Zelda game. I thought we would have seen other things first. So, to say the least, it's very exciting. There has been no release date announced yet. No release window, no release date, no other options, no title. As far as we know, it's just a Breath of the Wild sequel. So it could be Breath of the Wild 2, or is there going to be some kind of witty name or anything? But for Nintendo to come out of the gate swinging with this after a couple of disappointing announcements, one being that Metroid Prime 4 was going to be delayed and started over from scratch, and now today we got the news that Animal Crossing has been delayed till next year. I feel that this was a pretty good announcement to appease people. Obviously, I don't see this coming out within the next year or even two. A Zelda game of this scope and this magnitude takes time. Breath of the Wild was delayed a couple of times, as a matter of fact. So if I'm going to speculate on a launch date, I would say at least 3 years, 2 years from now. There's no way it's going to be out this year. What we saw was more of like a cinematic, maybe a cutscene. I'm not sure entirely if that was any kind of gameplay footage or anything, or relative to what the gameplay is going to look like. If it is using the same engine as Breath of the Wild, then maybe it won't be as bad to develop. Maybe it won't take as long. They only really announced that it is in development. So in development means that could probably be the only thing about this game that's complete, outside of like concept art, sketches, early soundtracks, you know, like symphony songs, plot details, stuff like that. So who knows just how much of a percentage into development they really are with this Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel. Again, Legend of Zelda is my most favorite franchise of all time. Like that's my number one video game franchise, and I've fallen in love with the series throughout the years. You know, my earliest memories were playing Legend of Zelda on the NES and just being lost and captivated and immersed in everything. And then, of course, Link to the Past came out, and that changed the dial on a lot of stuff. Wasn't too into Zelda 2 until later on in life. Of course, Ocarina of Time, my most favorite game of all time. I love it. I think it's one of the greatest games and influenced games like Breath of the Wild. But Breath of the Wild came out, launch date for the Nintendo Switch, switched everything around about the series, turned it up a dial, made it a lot more open world. You know, you got weapons that can break, items, cooking, crafting, different types of armor, and such a huge immersive world with a great looking art style. So if Breath of the Wild sequel, whatever it's going to be called, is going to be just as big, it's going to definitely take some time. So again, I do think at least minimum, the soonest 2 years, but realistically 3. It might get delayed. It might be one of the last games on the Nintendo Switch, unfortunately. But there's a lot of games that are coming out now that we're gonna have to wait for. You know, Breath of the Wild Part 2, Metroid Prime 4, Animal Crossing. And those are the 3 heavy hitters that they tell us are coming, but not this year. But we did get a good amount of other games to fill us in. But now we're back at that wait for a Legend of Zelda game. It's exciting. It's like waiting for a new Star Wars movie or waiting for Christmas. You know, they tease you just enough to get you hyped for it. Now the speculation and rumors of what Breath of the Wild sequel is going to be about, what it's going to be named, what kind of features we're going to see, what kind of characters we're going to see, has begun. I've already heard people speculating that maybe since Zelda is exploring with Link, that we're going to have them able to be both controlled, that maybe you could play as Zelda and Link in real time. Kind of like Resident Evil 0, where you could switch between the characters instantly to solve puzzles, to explore, to get, you know, different abilities and stuff. Maybe Zelda will have a different weapon and different abilities that Link doesn't have that will help him, you know, complete dungeons and stuff. If this is kind of a precursor to what's to come, if the Zelda series are going to be completely different, because I've heard rumors back in the day that they want to kind of switch the general, you know, idea of how Zelda games are supposed to be played and stuff. I think a tandem type of gameplay mechanic, even if it's co-op, I don't know, that would be interesting if they threw co-op into there. Would be a unique experience for Legend of Zelda, guys. So yeah, I'm definitely excited for this sequel. I definitely wasn't expecting it, like I said. What do you guys think? Are you impressed by it? Are you like, really, another Breath of the Wild? Or, I mean, you're right to your own opinion, guys. Comment down below. Let me know any kind of speculation or rumors you think about this upcoming game. If you are brand new to the channel, feel free to throw a subscription, and while you're at it, click the bell so you can get notified of all my post notifications and uploads. I upload every single day, guys, and thanks a lot for watching. As always, I will see you on the next one. Have a great day. Peace out. Hey guys, what's up? It's 8-Bit Eric. This is a convention announcement. Yes, my next convention will be the Southeast Game Exchange in Greenville, South Carolina. Ric Flair country, my favorite pro wrestler. I absolutely cannot wait to come out and talk to you guys, meet ya, and come out for my first time. I have not been to this convention ever, but this is in August. This is August 24th and August 25th. Again, at the Greenville Convention Center, and it's going to be the 4th annual Southeast Game Exchange. Now, there's going to be some other guests there besides me. Just to give you a clue of who will be there, you got me, you got the Game Chasers, Shady J will be in the house, you got Olivia Mears, you got Pixel Game Squad Riff, and you also have Generation Gap Gaming, and Your Player 2, Russ Lyman, NES Addict, JLove81, BP Retro Power. The list goes on and on and on. If you go to their website, check it out, southeastgameexchange.com. You can actually pre-order your tickets right now. I'm generally excited because it's not too often that I go to the East Coast for a convention, so it's a whole new avenue of people at a con that I've never met before. I will have t-shirts on hand if you want to pick them up and buy one. Sport yourself as part of the 8BE Nation. And yeah, guys, I'm looking forward to it. Again, Southeast Game Exchange. It will be August 24th and 25th at the Greenville Convention Center. So I will see you there, guys. Looking forward to it. Consider supporting 8-Bit Eric on Patreon for just $1 a month. Link below in the description.